that running. All right. Shall we to it? So you guys made your way through the gates last time, and one at a time. There were a number of tests you had to pass, which you all managed to do so without anybody dying, which is very impressive. And the the last gate, apparently you had to cross a lake. There was a boat helpfully provided, just by the Duat, with poles to pull across this lake, in the center of which was an island with a temple. As you were going, I think it was Khan looked over and noticed, like, on a bank off to the side, there was a tall black robed figure, um, who he had the distinct impression was possibly a an avatar or something of the Black Pharaoh, Nyarlathotep himself, which was very concerning. But the figure, after watching you start to cross the lake, just turned and walked off into the desert. You guys made it across. You entered the temple, and then this uh, deep rumbling sound and began to emanate from the ground. The ground itself began to vibrate as if you were right next to a freight train, or perhaps a massive tank. And then the ground erupted into this uh, happy little creature you see right in front of you. Uh, and yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. You guys have 5 momentum, and to let you know, I have 12 threat, and I am going to spend.
Well, I had a question first.
Okay.
Since we're talking about background, could you give us a quick reminder of what the inside of the temple looks like, what we're seeing?
Yes, the temple itself was large and rectangular, open to the sky, paved, kind of a sandstone paved courtyard. The interior walls of the temple were covered with various hieroglyphs and hieratic, and there was a. And do I still have that picture up? Yeah, I still have that picture up of
Oh, there. Yep.
the stone statue on the far side. There's a doorway, another gate behind him exiting the temple, but the stone statue, which is 7 or 8 feet tall and is holding uh, what you believe you're here for. Obviously, it's a appears to be a sun made of golden crystal with actual solid gold accents, and red metal runs throughout it, and the red metal glows.
Okay. And since it's open to the sky, all our ambient light's coming in that way,
Correct.
and it's like daytime, so we can see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no matter how far you've gone, or how long you've been here, the ambient lighting hasn't changed.
All right. Well, no, the important thing is open to the sky. Otherwise, if it was covered, it would be kind of dark and we'd need torches or something. But this is well lit.
Well, I can fix that if we want to make it more difficult. Oh,
All
And just
right.
just to clarify, the face on this worm is not Miss Whitmore's face. Like,
it
there's no recognition here.
it is not.
Okay.
It is not. Um, so I am going to spend a point of threat and take the initiative from you guys, because I'm just that kind of guy. Um, and then we're going to roll a d4. Henry Baker. This thing rears up and uh, takes a tries to take a chunk out of you,
By like
biting
biting
you.
me or what?
Yeah.
Oh,
I did have a single success. So we is it no? I had two successes. Oh, sorry about that.
oh, that
Um,
that 15 was a success.
no, the three is a critical success.
Oh, critical
Yeah.
success. Ouch.
Yep. So 7 dice makes with a momentum makes 8d6. I need the advanced roller. 6, 8. I could just do it off of a character sheet, but oh my god. Are you kidding me? Look at all those
A
threes and
lot of
fours.
fours.
Jeez. All right, so it did 2 damage with 3 damage, I'm sorry, with no, it did 2 damage with one effect. And the effect is vicious, so it's a total of 3 damage. Does Henry Baker have armor?
Uh, yes. Let me one.
All right, so he takes 2 damage to his stress track, which wasn't
Okay.
really that big of a deal. Um, I'm going to spend another threat because Kyle, I just let me apologize to you ahead of time. I'm an ass. Um, because you mentioned, since you specifically asked the question as to whether or not this thing had the face of Ms. Whitmore.
Yeah.
Yeah, its face actually shifts into a distorted, twisted face of Clara Whitmore, the human version, not the monster version, and it roars at you.
Oh,
So
wow.
this is a mental attack. Get my simple roller back. 2d20. It had a target number of 15, so it had 2 successes.
Okay.
So it gets a total of 7 damage dice, which I'm just going to do it this way right here. 7 submit. 3 mental stress damage.
Okay.
You have courage.
I do.
What's your courage?
3 courage.
Oh my god.
So,
Okay.
so it like turns and looks at him and like morphs
Yeah.
the face. And how close is the worm to Slim?
Well, it just bit Henry, so
Yeah.
it's got to be pretty close.
And it like turns back, close up on Slim, and shoulder. He's got his sword on his shoulder. He says, "I never hit a woman before, but I'm aiming to start." And he he grips his sword and he charges in.
All right. Well, I attacked and I attacked with 2, so I somebody else can go. All 4 of you can go. It's whoever wants to go first.
All right, can I jump in, gentlemen?
Uh, well, do you want to? Let me maybe preface that though, Kyle.
Okay.
I did pick up a new talent called Scout, which says you are adept at getting a lie of the land and picking out important details quickly. You may ask one question free at the beginning of an action scene.
Okay. Very good.
If you spend the momentum to obtain information. So I am asking whether there's anything obvious or something that I might know through my occult knowledge as a weakness of this creature that's in front of us that we can exploit.
Um, go for the eyes? No. I would say probably not. No.
Nothing. Okay.
No. It is, and I mean, just base information. The hide on this thing looks particularly thick, all over its body, but it doesn't seem as if there's any specific weaknesses that you can tell. But
Great.
it was worth asking the question.
All right. Well, have fun with that, Kyle.
All right. Well, Slim charges in headlong. He's
Yeah.
never used a sword before, so I have a feeling he's probably wielding it kind of like an axe. And he's coming in right into the side of its neck, I guess, as it's. Well, I guess it turns its head toward him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's just going to charge straight on and go right for its head.
All right.
All right. Swipe of the old Kopesh. Oh boy.
Well,
That's
uh,
how this is going to go today.
And a
I guess.
complication.
yeah, and a complication.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, I don't have. Normally, I would use this complication to let it attack again, but it already used both of its attacks, so I'm just going to take that back in as threat. I appreciate it.
Oh boy.
So yeah, you're. Does Slim miss, or does the sword just bounce off this thing, or does he just
Um,
miss entirely?
I think. Ooh, yeah, I think he misses entirely. He's never used a sword before.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. Next.
We have established
Um,
that magic doesn't work in this realm, right?
You have established that you do not have access to your magic. That's correct.
It's going to be a short one, boys.
How hard can it
all right.
be
Well,
to hit a giant worm with a bow?
Henry will attack with his bow.
Okay.
Um, and I'm going to use sharpshooter so I get an extra die
Oh,
for
cool.
free.
Yeah.
So come on, get on the right thing. All right, here we go. Okay, so
You succeeded with a complication,
oh, for crying out loud!
but you
She's
did
under the
hit.
foot now.
You did hit, so you can roll damage on your bow. Also, you guys do have 5 momentum, so keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, I was kind of. I wanted those guys to use the momentum because they have lower fighting
Okay.
target numbers. So, uh,
Yeah, Slim just
and
rolled
then
for
this.
shit. He rolled a 19 and a 20.
Listen,
I know it.
he doesn't want to hit a
And the
girl.
and the piercing is piercing's already on the weapon, so my sharpshooter skill increases the piercing by one more.
Correct. So it becomes piercing too. Yep.
All right.
3 damage, no stress effects. Your arrow bounces off of its thick hide.
Well, that was partially expected.
Oh boy.
Well, piercing 2 would have probably made quite a difference, but you didn't roll any effects. Connor Pilecki.
Let me try to understand this. He hit it.
Yeah. The
This,
so
the
I
hide is really good armor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the in versus say D&D, to hit roll in this game literally means did you hit the target. It has nothing to do with damage. So you then roll damage and then subtract armor to determine if any damage was actually done.
So he's got armor of at least 3, maybe 4 or 5.
I'm trying to do the math here, and without like any kind of damage bonus skill or focus, I'm not. How is this gonna? How are we gonna hurt this thing?
Well, there's always luck.
I mean, it's Shai Hulud. It's gonna take a lot of luck to take
Al Gaib.
down.
Uh,
I mean, how many hit points does a giant worm have? And we're like
Probably a
throwing
lot, but-
toothpicks at it.
Don't overthink it, man. It's Paul. Just do something cool.
Just do something cool
I
with
like
my
it.
bow. that I
Can't
don't
really
know how to
die
do.
in this game. Go for it.
You can't really die.
You're in the afterlife. You just wake up.
um, well, if we go back and look at fortune point spends, I'm looking at the manual now to see what we've got to us.
Well, I've got right
That's-
there in the game. I've got momentum spends in combat as well as fortune points.
Oh, that's
I've got
right.
those 2 handouts right there for your ease of access.
Correct.
because with momentum you can also buy additional damage dice.
Right. So yeah, if we spend fortune before we roll, we can set it automatically to 1, so it generates 2 successes automatically. Um, I always knew you could re-roll after, use a fortune point to re-roll any dice in your pool. Um, really important for this melee, I think, guys, is that if your character gets defeated, you can spend a fortune point to immediately return from the defeat.
Boys, it's round one. Don't be worried about defeat.
I'm just giving you the information. I thought Slim would say my feet are fine, by the way.
Are we allowed to
Even though you're
spend
wearing these
fortune and
stupid
momentum
sandals.
on the same
Of
at the
course,
same time?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So just those are just options to keep in mind. So good luck. We're all counting on you.
Everybody's watching you.
That's right.
You'll be fine. Well, who's next?
You or Pilecki.
Oh, okay. You want to go, Jim, or should I?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. For to hit, you use brawn in melee, right?
Well, you just have to roll the. You just roll. Oh, did I not put the weapon on your character
I
sheet?
well, we did. We talked about it,
Oh
but I
yeah.
mean, what does it roll again? What's your target number derived from?
On melee. Let's see here.
It's
I'm just
brawn,
gonna
right?
roll one. I think it's actually. You know what? It doesn't say. I think it's. I have to look it up, but I think on melee it's coordination plus fighting.
Okay.
I think is what it's based off of.
Well, that's good because I have a brawn of 6, a coordination of 8, so it's slightly better. Okay, so I guess like with Sharif, you're doing the math. You could get you can add damage, bonus damage for each momentum you spend adds +1 to attack damage for a total of +3 max. So if we can figure out how to hit and then add more damage using momentum, then maybe we can make a dent in this thing.
Curious about something.
Fortune point, well, I know it's expensive. A fortune point, you spend that, you can get an automatic success, and then spend +3 on damage, momentum, and I don't know. It's an option. So you want to go first, Sharif?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure I want to cut into our resources because he's probably, although he's not terrible, he's just not the best bet for investing, I think. Points. And let's see what happens. I'll just make an attack. Pew pew, I shoot you.
Um, well,
Oh,
What?
you
Just
rolled the
nothing.
damage roll.
Oh, I rolled damage?
Yeah. I mean, I'll
Which,
let you can keep that damage roll, but
wait, it's the one on the left at the, I'm sorry,
yeah,
I
it's
looked at
okay.
the wrong one.
That's fine.
Okay, my bad. Yeah,
If you hit,
big
we'll
one.
let you keep the damage roll. It's fine.
No, I mean, okay, wait, so it's the one to the left of Bo.
Right.
all the way to the
Correct.
left.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yep.
okay, yeah, sorry, I screwed up. Yeah, I should have known when it only asked me one thing.
Success with 2 momentum, which maxes you guys out. Actually, you're at 6.
Might as
Um,
well use momentum on damage.
I've already rolled it though.
I
No, after
roll
the
it again.
fact.
I don't know if you can. I think it
Oh,
says
no.
you have to do it before you roll.
no. You
Hold
can
it.
add damage dice after you determine whether or not you hit.
Do it.
I mean, I'll let you keep that previous roll, and then if you want to add any damage dice, just roll a number of damage dice. I think you can spend what up to 3. You can spend
I
up to
think that's what it
3.
said in the handout. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can just hit the if you want to spend momentum on additional damage, just roll the damage dice button up at the top right and just
Yeah.
put in how much you want to spend, and I'll deduct it.
Guys, should I? How much should I do? 3.
Yeah.
Doing
Might as
3.
well.
1 additional damage. All right, so you did a total of 7 damage. You had 2 effects, and the bow has piercing 2, which
Piercing 2.
well, it has piercing 1, but you had 2 effects, so that gives the
Oh,
attack piercing 2. I'm sorry, I just misspoke
okay.
a little bit. Which gets through some of its armor, which means it took I mean it took 5 damage. That's no
Hmm.
small amount. That was a hell of a shot. Your bow streaks through the air and sticks into this thing's goes through its hide, and it roars in furious anger.
I am a wizard, but also a ranger.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yep, Walter, it's up to you.
And there's no indication that any of these weapons are magical or anything, right? They're
Nope.
just you, no indication, but no confirmation or.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and try to stab it in the face with my bronze knife. We've got 3 momentum left,
You have
correct?
3 momentum.
And you can spend that after the fact on damage. You don't have to
Correct.
declare it early. But with fortune, to get an automatic hit, you have to, or an automatic success, you have to declare prior, right?
Correct.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and do spend the fortune point.
Okay.
You get the automatic.
So, yep, drop your fortune by 1, and then when you make your attack roll off the character sheet, just roll 1 die, because the other die is an automatic 1.
All right, so 1 die. 1, and I failed that one.
Well, it
Okay.
doesn't matter, because you had 2 successes from the other die, which gets your momentum up to 4.
Okay.
Um, so,
And
yeah.
then I'm gonna roll for the damage, and if I can,
Do you want
so
to
dice.
spend additional momentum for more damage, or are you just going to roll it?
So if I have 2 successes, that with spending that fortune, does that mean I get like
Yeah,
whatever
no,
I
it
roll?
it got you a bonus. It brought you a bonus momentum, which moved your party pool
Oh,
up
I
to
see.
4.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna. So I've only got one. It, I've only got one hit, right?
Right.
All right. So now it depends on and the how's the damage dice roll affected by stats? Is it at all or
It is the if you roll the damage dice on the weapon itself on the character sheet, it automatically adjusts the amount of damage dice based on the relevant stat. In your case, because you're using a knife, it's brawn, which uh,
yeah.
probably is not gaining you any bonus.
All right. I'm gonna have spend an additional die, so we'll have a total of 3 momentum at the end of my turn,
Okay.
which we can spend on something else. So I put 3 dice in the input value, right?
Correct.
Okay. Let's see if anything happens here.
2 damage with 1 stress effect, which is piercing 1. Your your bronze knife, you move in to stab this thing, and your knife kind of skates off its hide.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay.
All right. Well, because you guys did such a great job for me bringing my threat back to 12, I'm just gonna use 1 and go on the attack. I think that because Khan is the one that did the most damage, it's going to look right at Khan, and Khan, as this thing stares you down, its big toothy fanged maw dripping, ichor, its face changes. I
Uh
only
oh.
drew rolled 1 die. Okay, its face changes to that of an old enemy, one that you thought you vanquished back in Italy, Fuchs.
Man.
Haunts me to this day.
um, I had two successes on the attack roll, so I need a damage dice of.
Makes me think of Ghostbusters. I've seen shit that'll turn you white.
That's right. 4 damage with piercing 2. Do
Ooh,
you have courage?
Indeed, I do. I have courage of 7.
Holy shit on a shingle!
I am a wizard.
So the piercing 2 reduces your courage to 5 for the purpose of this damage, and then the 4 stress damage just bounces right off you. Um, so yeah, you completely resist that attack, and when it realizes that you didn't flinch at all, it just decides to go in for the bite. And I had two successes on that attack. Um, and I'll pump one of those into extra damage die. So here comes 8 damage dice, Con.
Ooh.
Um, 7 damage with one effect, which it has vicious, so it's 8 damage. Do you have armor?
I have 1.
All right, so you take 7 damage,
Oh man.
Ouch.
and you take an injury, which for now you can just call it, massive worm bite or something. I don't know. But because you have an injury, the difficulty of all your physical tasks is increased by 1.
Okay, so just up it when it asks me for difficulty. By
Correct.
1. Okay.
All right. I've done what I can do. I've done my worst. Who would like to go?
All right. Slim is like hacking at its tail, like it's turned away from him, and it's biting at Sing, and he's just like rambling and yelling, and he's going to make his attack, and then after the attack, he's going to use a talent, which
Oh.
allows him to do that.
Interesting.
So, all right, we swing with the Kopesh.
A hit with a bonus momentum, putting you guys at 4.
All right. So, I guess he makes his damage roll, right?
Yep.
Let's see here.
And do you want to buy additional dice or no?
I
You guys have 4 momentum. Okay. Very good.
But what I am going to do.
Whoa. Whoa.
Well, go ahead. So, 8 stress.
Yeah.
And
Does
then
the
back.
Kopesh have a stress? It does not have a stress thing, does it? A stress effect, I don't think.
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah. So 8 damage. Okay. Very good. What's your talent do?
All right. So, after you make an attack, you may spend 2 momentum to draw the enemy's attention. If you do, then any enemy able to attack you who targets your allies increases the difficulty of their attack by 1. So
Oh,
draw their fire.
that's very good. That's very good.
So he like hacks into the side of this worm, and he says, "Come on now, Miss Whitmore. You wanted to have dinner with me? Come eat me." And he's trying to draw the worm away from Sing.
I like it. Yeah, and your Kopesh hacks through this thing's hide and into it. Black goo oozing out of the wound. You definitely did some damage to it.
Awesome.
That's good. I like that. All right, who's next?
um, Henry.
Okay.
All right. I'll spend a fortune point to I'll spend a fortune point to get a success.
All right. That's two
So-
successes technically.
Two successes technically. Yeah. So I will let me roll here.
All right. Now, because of your sharpshooter talent, you still get a bonus die, don't you?
Correct.
So you'll roll 2.
Yeah.
No
Oh, you've got to be shitting me.
Well,
Oh man.
you still had 2 successes though, so that puts you
Oh, I
guys up to
know,
3
but-
momentum. I know you were trying to generate a lot of momentum.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Roll your damage dice, and you guys have 3 momentum.
All right. So we have three momentum. I'll use one.
Okay.
How many damage dice does this thing normally get?
The bow typically gets 3, and then the character sheet will automatically adjust if you get any bonus damage for your relevant stat.
All right. So it says dice 4, so I get to add one.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. 3 damage and no piercing. Unfortunately, your arrow does not break through its hide. Pilecki or Sing?
I don't know that my knife is gonna. I don't think it can even pierce its skin, even if I get a hit.
The knife has the piercing effect, does it not?
Well, it does piercing one.
So, I mean, theoretically it can. It's just hard because the damage dice are so low and you're not exactly a brawny character.
No, yeah. So let me give it a try. I'm just gonna go straight rolls and see what happens.
Okay.
So dice.
Yeah,
Success.
successful hit. Roll your damage.
Woohoo!
Wow. Yeah, that's actually a
Wow.
really good damage roll.
Damn.
Unfortunately, you still don't hurt it.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh,
You rolled a pair. Actually, so at this point, you guys have done the math. The thing's got 4 armor because you rolled a pair of twos, which does 4 damage. So for your knife, yeah, your knife. I guess mathematically speaking, your knife can't do damage to this thing unless you spend momentum on additional damage dice
Yeah,
because
that's what I tried that first time. And,
yeah, on
it's
2 dice,
expensive.
the best damage you can do is 4, which won't get through, or you roll a 5 and a 6, which gets you 2 damage with 2 effects, which reduces the armor to 2, but you only did 2 damage.
Right.
So, well, no one ever accused Pilecki of being a
Right.
combat-oriented character.
Well, if I had a fortune point, I could throw the knife in its mouth so it would choke.
can you gank the crystal sun while she's eating me?
I mean, actually, I could probably try to get up there. That's probably what we're going to need to do. So, yeah, let me tee myself up next turn for
Yep.
that.
So, Sing,
Considering, I don't know, I'm, it's a desperation move, but I'm I'm reaching for straws. I can't
well,
break the.
you
Go ahead.
you
Sorry.
heard it pretty well on your last attack, didn't you?
I guess I did, but you know, it hurts way worse to get hit by it.
Yeah, but there's 4 of you and only one of him. It's
That's
fine.
true. That's true. Um, looking at fortune point handout and creating truths. Um, yeah, I don't know because it just feels like I'm trying to bend the rules of this engagement. Like I know that magic's not allowed, but is it possible to um, make it happen for like one spell? I don't know. I'm gonna
Yeah,
just keep that under my.
unfortunately, yeah, you do not have access to your magic, so
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So I'll leave that train of thought at the station.
Okay.
I will then. Let's keep going with the bow.
All right.
Pew pew pew! I tell you. Right. Difficulty 2 this time.
Yes, because you are injured.
I am hurt. The mighty Sing bleeds profusely. I cannot hit anything now. There's blood in my eyes.
So you have all gone. Ah, darn it! Hold on. I'm sorry. My chair. I tried to slide my chair back. Got stuck on something. There we go. I was suddenly trapped. I was panicking.
hold on one second. I'm
Okay.
thinking of thinking of doing something. Let's see. All right. Not sure I want to do this, but all right. Let's discuss the mechanics of this move. If I spend a fortune point, I get another major action.
Correct.
Um, and if I want to use my perfect timing skill, I get an extra die for free. The purchase cost for the first die is 0, which I might need for my next move. Um, what I'm thinking is, while the Wyrm is got its sights on others, uh, use my skill to move around him, and my coordination or agility, whichever counts, they're both the same score, uh, to go up and grab the artifact. So what kind of roll would that be, Hachi?
Um, well, I would think.
I'm just trying to understand the mechanics of it. Agility, maybe,
Yeah,
or coordination. They're both the same. Agility or coordination, they're the same.
yeah, and probably just, I mean, well, you're probably looking at potentially two different roles.
Okay.
One to get away from the thing and around it and to the to the sun without being noticed. So that's probably agility with stealth. And then you don't know
Okay.
how heavy the thing is, so you could potentially be facing a brawn athletics lifting roll.
All right. I'm game for that. All right. So let's do that.
So you're going to spend a fortune point to act before the turn ends to gain another major action.
Correct.
Okay. All right. All right. So all right, make your agility stealth roll.
Agility, stealth. I get an extra die. Okay. So agility.
Okay. All right. So you reach the you it the creature does not pay any attention to you as you move around it. It's focused
It's
very
looking at
much on
Slim, right?
Slim. Yeah. And you reach to the statue. You climb up onto its base and you go to reach up and lift this thing out of the statue's hands. It's shockingly not very heavy. Um,
Which
however,
was the case of the other one I grabbed in Vienna, right? Was it Vienna or Italy?
it was Italy. But
Italy.
I would like you to make a roll though.
Oh, of course you do.
Will resilience with immunity as a focus if you have it.
Okay. All right. I don't have any of those things. This is going to be a tough roll. How many momentum do we have?
Two.
As I recall, you were extremely lucky last time.
Yes, I was. I'm going to be extremely lucky this time. I know it. I'm going to use one
Oh boy.
momentum to get an extra. I'm going to use one momentum to get an extra die.
Glory awaits.
Okay. Oh,
That works. All right.
Look at
It
that.
is glory indeed.
All right, you pick the thing up, lift it up out of the hands of the statue, and uh, yeah, lower it down. Like I said, it weighs very little. As you step down
Oh,
from the base of the statue.
when I grabbed the last one in Italy, I felt a tingling effect, and that was it. It stopped.
Yeah, same type of thing. Kind of like pins
Okay.
and needles in your hands. All right, so we're over to the next turn. Um, I it is going to take a. I'm taking the initiative. Of course, you knew that was coming. Everyone knew that was coming. It takes a bite at Slim, and it does get one mere success.
All right.
Seven dice, seven dice, seven dice with vicious. Submit.
You lucky SOB. You must taste bad or something.
Wow, that's just
Too many chili peppers in your diet.
wow.
Dang, dude.
Um,
Unbelievable.
God.
You just got the look. What is like fool's luck, you know?
No, no, no. Are you kidding me?
Chop, chop.
I'm a warrior of the light. I have the
That's
amulet
true. That's true. He
that
is indeed.
that he gave me.
That is indeed. He is loved by the gods.
So when it is completely unsuccessful in harming you, even though it could almost fit one of you in its mouth, um, it 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 roars in frustration and its face changes to somebody. Slim, is there somebody in your past that you've wronged?
That I've wronged.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
serving number 72.
I think um, this is the image of the judge that his girlfriend's father. Uh,
Oh.
yeah, Judge. What's the guy's name? Judge Menendez.
Ramirez. Oh, Menendez. Yeah.
Menendez, yeah. Who, he's trying to court this girl, and then he gets caught up in this bank robbery.
Very good. What is your courage?
My courage is 3.
All right, so the piercing reduces it to 2 for the purpose of this attack. You take 2 stress damage.
Okay. All right.
I love that it says John Hartman.
Well, yeah. uh, I,
John Hartman's here? Holy shit.
I,
Saved
We're
the
all
day.
saved.
You saved.
yeah, I actually built him as a beginning character. And it helps me because I have a character sheet that I can just roll shit on. But he's yeah, he's got a Thompson submachine gun, an M17 hand grenade, and a baseball bat. Because he was a high school and college sports star. So,
Slugger.
and his focuses are in athletics, throwing, rifles, and fighting, discipline and resilience, and army tactics. So it's funny because he can throw it like just as an example. Like let's just say he throws a grenade. It didn't roll. There it goes. I mean, his target numbers are for throwing are ridiculous. Because he's got a fighting of 4. But anyway, I use him just so that I have a character sheet to roll damage dice on. But anyway, well, its turn is done. Who wants to go next?
Um, gentlemen,
I I
you mind?
think I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run over to where Henry is to help assist the um, rest of what he's trying to do with the artifact. Do I need to roll to like get around this thing
I
to
don't think
do
so.
that?
I don't think so because it's pretty focused on Slim. So I don't think so.
Okay, so I'll just that's what I'll do.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's in the next zone, right? Probably.
It probably on the other side of the same zone. It would take your. I would say it would take your minor action, because you have to go in a roundabout way. It's not like a straight line of 10 feet or anything.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm there now, and if for major action,
Well, talking
yeah,
is free, right?
Talking is free.
Yeah, so he's still up on the statue, right? And just taking it off.
I just grabbed it.
Yeah.
You just grabbed it. Okay. Well, I'm just going to stand by here and be in the worm's way in case it
Well,
decides to turn
well,
towards it.
talking is free. So Henry turns to him and says, uh, "Killing this thing is going to be tough. Uh, we got to try and we got to see if maybe we can get this thing get this thing out of here."
Yep, that's the plan. So I'm just going to stick by Henry's side and offer rolls or whatever assistance I can do.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask Hachiman a question. The When we first gave us the description of this place, you said there looked like there was a door behind the statue.
Correct. Yeah, like an exit gate.
All right, so describe it. Is it literally a blocked door with a doorway, or is it just an open doorway like we've seen
It's just
before?
an open doorway like what you've gone through already. Yeah. Those big open corridors.
So Khan, do you think if I take this thing and run through the gate, do you think maybe this do you think maybe this thing will quit defending something that's gone?
Um, I know what Sharif thinks, but I don't know what Khan thinks. Is there the
Oh, Sharif, I'm
possibility?
sorry.
No, no,
Oh,
no.
no,
I
well,
wasn't
Sharif,
saying it for that.
what?
I realized what I just said sounded like I was
Yeah, I
directing that
understand.
comment at something you said. I was not. You didn't say anything that I took as being negative. I'm only saying, oh, I said what I said because I was about to ask Marty, could I make a occultism roll to see if Khan has an instinct about the crystal?
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be reason academia with an occultism.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Um, I get you two momentum, put you guys up to three. Yeah, you're fairly certain that this represents the final challenge for the final gate. And uh, you're not sure how this will manifest, but he won't be able to leave with the sun until you guys defeat this thing.
Oh, okay. Khan will yell, "We must kill the worm."
You just hear in the background, I'm on it, I'm on it.
Bring it
I was afraid of
down.
that.
What does Theoden say in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah,
Bring it
that's right.
down. When he sees the elephant, bring it down.
Well,
So
and
that leaves
Okay.
Aragorn screams the same thing to Legolas when the orc berserker's running into Helm's Deep to blow
Yes,
up the
that's right.
drain. Yeah,
I love that scene because Legolas is such like a Mary Sue character,
he really
constantly
is.
like saving the day and killing everything, and then when it matters the most,
He
he
doesn't do
blows
it.
it. He
That's right.
blows it, man. He hits that guy twice and doesn't kill him, and then the guy blows up the wall.
That's right.
It's like, ah, Legolas, you suck.
But you're it's funny you say that because you're right. Legolas is like perfect at everything all the time
Oh yeah,
except then.
total Mary Sue character. They didn't know what to do with him. They're like, yeah, he's just the best at everything.
Everyone rolls everyone rolls a failure sometime.
Yeah. So,
All right. Well, you're the expert in this crap. Um, I guess since I'm not getting out with it, and I didn't want to leave the guys. I'm gonna give you guys my internal Henry's internal dialogue with himself was, if I could get out through the gate and everything, and we all go back,
That
That
was
would
a
be
great
great.
idea. I think it was a
Okay,
fantastic
Oh,
idea.
for sure. Yeah.
And
but
that
what
could
if
have.
I go through the gate and I only get back and you guys are still stuck with the big worm? Henry doesn't want to do that. And then the third thing was, well, it doesn't look like you could go anyway, so
Can it be
so he's
used?
gonna.
Can it be used for something? Can you like
I'm
dial up
certain it.
the sun and like shoot a beam of white hot? Here I am with my Spear of Indra fantasy. Calling my Spear of Indra, please. God, I miss you.
I'm
there's some jokes in there we're just not gonna make.
Henry's confident that there's nothing he could do with it. Okay.
Well, you can pass it to me. I'll keep it as safe as I can, and maybe try to use it.
Well,
And you got a better melee chance than I do.
yeah, my reading my mind, the easiest thing since we're together is Henry hands you the thing
Hmm.
so that he can shoot the worm because he's not going anywhere and he's not doesn't really want to just put it on the ground.
Right. Yeah. That's probably a good idea.
But
I went to all this trouble
but
to get this. Let me set it down.
yeah, but I'll warn you, this thing made me feel all funny inside. So he
That's right. I'll
hands
throw
it
it.
over.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll grab it, and then something happens to me
All right.
after.
Oh,
All right,
I'm
so
sorry.
no,
You
handing
said
it over.
that. You said that, and all I can think of is Wayne's World. She makes me feel kind of funny, like when you climb the rope in gym class. Sorry.
All right, I hand it to him.
All right.
Does he have to do a roll?
He does. You, Walter, have to do will resilience. With shoot, what was the focus? Well, I don't even know if it matters. You don't have a focus in resilience, do you?
No.
Yeah. So just make a will resilience difficulty one.
What's your will?
My will is 10, so I got a decent chance. And I do have a 2
How
in
many
resilience.
momentum do we have left?
3.
You could use one momentum to get an extra die.
I don't know. I want to see what happens if I fail
I love it.
this.
That's
And we can
funny.
use it for the worm later on. So hopefully it doesn't turn me into an adversary, but we'll see. 1.
You succeeded.
Okay.
So
Huh.
you feel that same tingling, prickly sensation as he hands it over to you. But other than
Excellent.
that, there's nothing. All right, so I believe handing an object to another player is a minor action. So Henry, you still have
Correct.
your major action left if you want to do something. I'm assuming you're going to
Yeah.
attack this thing.
Shoot a stupid arrow at it. All right. Let me get on the right page. Unfortunately, I can't aim because my interaction's used.
Correct. So you just get 2 dice, correct?
Correct.
One of these days, one of you is going to fail one of those rolls when you pick something up like that. All right, success with a bonus momentum put you guys at 4. Do your worst.
Okay, I'm going to spend. If I spend one momentum, I get one die, right?
Correct.
But I have to spend 3 momentum to get 2.
No, no. For
That,
damage
no,
dice, it's just 1 point per die up to a max of 3.
1 point per die. So, all right. We have what? How many momentum?
4.
All right, I'll spend 2 to get 2 more dice.
Okay. All right. So yeah, whatever the damage dice number it says, just add 2 to it and
Yep.
roll away. 5 damage with piercing 1, which does do some damage to this creature. Very good. Um, So I think let's see, Walter used your action right to go. So so it's Slim and Khan is who's left. Whoever wants to go next.
Correct.
Yeah.
GP time. Oh,
What's that?
Slim's going. Go ahead, bro. You're
No,
good.
okay. It doesn't matter to me. But he's like profoundly unsettled by this intimidation attack. As it shifts to Judge, what did I say, Menendez?
Menendez.
And yeah, and so he just like grips his sword and just charges in, yelling, "Ah!" And here we go.
Successful attack. Roll your damage, sir.
Okay, and we have how many momentum in the bank? Four,
Two.
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 All right. So we will.
Use them both.
You want me to use them both?
Agree.
All right. So that gives me
Yeah.
two extra.
Yep.
All right.
7
Oh
damage.
my god. Nice.
Holy.
Unfortunately, the
Slim.
armor absorbs an amount of that, but still, that's a hell of a roll.
Perfect.
Oh, it doesn't have any effects.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay. This thing is bleeding from a multitude of wounds. A couple arrows sticking out of it, and a couple big slashes. Khan, you're up.
By Lakshmi, I will send you back to hell.
I love that.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah,
I
because your
shoot thee.
your difficulty is 2, correct?
Yes.
I gotcha.
Yes, indeed.
Feels like this is a Moby Dick moment. From hell's heart, I step at thee.
Now I know that's from Moby Dick, but every time I hear that, I think
You hear it in
Khan.
Ricardo Montalban's voice.
Yeah.
You have to.
Khan.
I
What
think.
was the by what? What'd you say?
Oh, you
It
succeeded.
reminds me of the movie Wrath
Oh
of
no,
the God.
his quote by what? I'll
Oh,
send you back to hell.
from well, his quote, and then I said, "From hell's
Yeah,
heart, I stab at thee."
yeah, but his quote. I was wondering
Oh,
'cause I'm transcribing this.
oh.
Oh, by Lakshmi, I send thee back to hell,
Lakshmi. Okay.
goddess of illusion.
Awesome.
You succeeded. Roll your damage, sir. You have no momentum to buy additional damage dice, unfortunately, but you did succeed.
Is that right? Yeah. That's holy shit.
Well, it's because you have bonus damage to ranged weapons because of your, I think, because of your high insight. So
Yes.
yeah,
That's what it
so
is. Yeah.
wow, that's
I keep
piercing.
forgetting that Khan is like an expert sharpshooter, actually, but without the skills, just because of his insight.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So the 3 piercing reduces his
Armor
armor,
to
right?
1. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. So
Take that, filthy beast!
Khan, yeah, your arrow flies true, and I think I think it probably like impales this thing through one of its eyes.
Awesome.
It's
Judge Menendez.
screaming and furious and in hellacious pain, but it's not dead.
Yeah.
Um,
It's going to tell me all about its
Everyone
pain
seems
in
to have
one
a big
second.
butt.
that's right. That's right. Um,
I
I
like big butts, I cannot lie.
I think I have to. I think I have to take the initiative and make an attack against Khan.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
that coming.
yeah. And I'm unfortunately going to spend a threat to get a bonus die.
Yeah, I'm wondering if is my talent still in effect that I'm drawing his.
Yes, which means I
Okay.
needed 3 successes and I failed. Because
Awesome.
it needed 2 successes because it's injured and a third success because of your talent, and I failed. I've got a very high target number and I got 2 successes, so it was unable to it's obviously still it's still alive and it's still uh, uh, um, I'm sorry, my brain's failing on me, but it in massive pain and wounded terribly, it goes after Khan and it just fails. It's kind of writhing in such a way that it didn't fully execute its attack, and whoever wants to go can go,
Khan breathed a sigh of relief,
no doubt.
steeling himself for the end of
So this is
the.
a new round,
Yeah,
basically.
well, yeah, it started the round, so
All right. Um, should I soften her
Did
up,
we
boys?
pick up some more momentum?
No, you're out. You
Oh,
guys
right.
are
No
out.
bonus momentum for con. Okay. All right. Bare knuckle time, so to
All
speak.
right. Yeah, Slim will
Stuck.
take another attack if no one else is wanting to go. But
You help yourself.
all right, he's hacking at this thing. He has nothing smart to say at the moment. And here he goes.
Oh, I would have thought
Ooh,
you said.
boy,
Oh,
Damn it.
Oh.
Now we know you got to say something smart first.
that's right.
next.
I
Right.
am
Well,
going to use my minor action to go hide behind the statue.
Very good.
And then I would like to study the artifact to see if I can determine any way to use it with the hopes of gaining some momentum after I don't find out anything useful.
All right. Make I'll let you do this a couple different ways. You could do this as a reason academia with occultism. You could do it as actually, I'll let you mix and match this any way you want between reason or insight, whichever's better,
Yep, I
and
get. Hmm.
academia or observation, whichever's better.
Yeah, I'll do the academia with occultism since I have reason, academia, occult. That
Very
should
good.
give me a 13 target number. So two dice, relevant skill, academia, and focus. Well, one and one.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
ah,
Well, at least we got one momentum.
I'm just gonna take it as threat because I'm gonna need it later in life. What? I didn't say anything. It you are you're fairly certain that it has no actual use here in the duat.
Okay.
Um, uh, who's next? Who's left? Con and Baker. Con and Baker still have to go.
Yes.
yeah. Um. All right.
So the crystal does
Baker is.
nothing in the duat, huh?
Doesn't appear to, no.
And this duat. It's like a big
All right.
wet blanket.
Baker will go ahead.
All right. You have one momentum.
Uh.
Well, I guess you're going to
Uh.
use your sharpshooter to get the bonus d20 on the attack.
Correct.
Okay. A success.
Nice.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. No momentum addition, but that's okay. You hit. Roll damage, and you have one momentum.
All right. I'll use it.
All right. Here it goes. You did 3 damage with a piercing one. So your arrow
Plus, I
manages.
add. Oh, it's piercing 2 because of my
Because
sharpshooter.
you're a sharpshooter, you're right. So it does 2, drops its armor down to 2, and you do 3 damage. So how does this arrow kill this thing?
Oh hell yeah.
Kill?
Let's.
Yeah, baby.
It turns its face to me and opens its maw and roars, and that's when I fire the arrow right through the roof of his mouth into his brain.
Nice.
Nice, dude.
It's uh,
That's
Through the
un-
soft palate, as it were, if a worm has such
I
a thing.
believe Legolas killed a cave troll like that.
yes,
So
he did.
you were in great company. The
Um,
soft palate kill, I love it.
its mouth hangs open for a moment and then it closes, and it has an almost confused look in its eyes as they glaze
Ruh-roh.
over, and then it tumbles to the ground, flattening Walter at the same time. No, it,
Walter's behind the statue.
well, it falls on the statue and then falls
Yeah,
on
looks
Walter.
dead touches it.
Yeah, even worse now. Think you just asked the teacher for homework. Great job. Um, yeah. Wow. Look at that.
Awesome.
Yay!
Awesome. And this thing like falls to the sand like thunderous. Slim's
So,
like covered in black ichor, and he spits out like a bunch of black ichor on this dead worm, and he says, "Well, Judge, time to train that guitar for a harp." Turns back and he nods at Baker.
All
wow.
right. Is this our first boss kill?
Amazing. Depending on
Um,
how you slice it.
no, technically Fuchs was a
Fuchs.
nemesis. Yeah. Yeah, when Khan dispatched Fuchs by burning a hole right through his chest.
Still can taste how
You
delicious
just
that
didn't
girl is.
think Fuchs was a nemesis because of how easily you
Well, he got away
load
from
him
me.
up.
He got away from me
In
one
Vienna.
time. Yeah,
Yep.
I blasted him once and he ran away. So it's like, God damn it! But Khan falls to a knee after the worm falls as the impact of a single bite that took half his hit points washes over him.
Oh shit. So Slim like runs up and he says, "Inspector, you all right?"
I shall have to staunch this bleeding. Even in the dream world, it seems.
All right. Well, listen, that ain't nothing. You're tougher than a nickel steak. I think you can walk that off.
For than a nickel stick.
Rub some dirt on it.
He looks incredulously at Slim.
Slim like looks around. He has no first aid training.
He's like, the men in Texas must be quite tough.
Well, I appreciate
Well,
that.
Henry looks at Walter and Khan and simply says, "This is the 12th gate. If we go through, do we go back? Do we go back out of the duat, back to reality? Our reality? You think you're you think we're taking these forms with us, or do you
Well, I'm
think you'll be
partial to the
healed?"
sword.
Cannot say.
I'd rather have my knife and my gun back, thank you. I say let's go through the gate and see what's next.
Very well. Khan
Yep.
will reach for Slim's assistance.
Yeah, and he's like, "Can you walk? You want me to carry you?"
I shall need some
Uh,
assistance,
Hen-
Valentine.
Hen- Henry will get on the other side, so the two of us put your arm around our shoulders. We'll walk out together.
Thank you. Thank
Walter,
you, my
don't
friend.
drop that. Don't drop that thing.
I'm holding on tight.
It
All right.
took us a little bit of effort to get it.
So as you guys trudge through the gate, through the corridor, um, you head for the exit. You see the kind of the greenery of the shore of the other side of the island, and then the lake and the desert beyond it. But as you pass through the gate, um, you all wake up at your camp inside the temple. Weak morning light is starting to pass through, the parts where the ceiling is caved in and a couple of the open windows. Um, uh, you As you look around, you realize that none of you are any worse for wear. You have no injuries. You're all just fine. You have all your normal equipment,
Hmm.
with one exception, and that exception being that Walter Pilecki has the sun gripped in his hands.
Awesome. Um, yeah. Slim looks around, pats himself down, and he says, "Inspector, you one piece?"
I seem to have recovered fully. I am erasing the X's from my stress boxes as we speak.
Do you think Slim would do that? Because his damage was a psychic attack.
Oh yeah, no, you have no damage.
Okay. So he immediately lights a cigarette and he looks around and he said, "Well, it would have been nice to have the bag.
Oh yeah.
What do we do?"
Hey Jim, you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Um, your willpower has gone up by one.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And I respond, we must keep it safe.
Or is it
Keep it
too big?
hidden.
Yeah, we don't want people to see us walk out of this place with this thing. Uh-oh. Did we lose Hachi?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I had to whisper something to
So
Walter.
Hachi, how big is this thing? Can I take off my jacket and wrap it in this
Yeah,
thing?
absolutely.
All right. So that's what I do. I take off my jacket and I go over to Walter and I say, wrap it up in this thing. We don't want people to see. There might be people about when we exit this temple. We don't want anyone to see. You can imagine how much attention will attract. Even more attention will attract.
Yeah, so I wrap it up. I, what did it look like before we moved into the Duat?
Um,
Well,
I
look at the.
can't recall where we were.
yeah, it looks in real life just as it did in the Duat, which is in that little graphic there.
Okay.
Yep. So
Okay,
it's
but
you know
we're on the
it's
outside and it's all real world now, right?
correct.
How many? So this was the tourist destination where everybody left, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was right at sunset. So we've got that we've got that post sunset glow, and that's it. We have a little bit of light, but
Well,
there
no,
wasn't anybody around.
now it's morning.
It's
Well,
morning
it's
now.
morning. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're confusing me. I thought no time. No, we were the same, but time has passed.
Correct.
Can I use constantly
Oh.
watching to attempt to detect danger or hidden enemies?
Sure.
See if we've been crept up on during the interim.
Absolutely.
Insight observation. It lowers it by 1 to 0, I think, right?
Yeah. All right. Very good. And so I'm gonna kind of handle that cinematically in a minute. But I'll simply say that at this moment where you guys are at, everything is fine. There's nobody here.
Awesome. All right.
So what do you guys want to do?
Well, Slim stands up and he's like pulling at his pants and he says, "God damn, it's hotter than a honeymoon hotel around here. I'm actually grown partial to that dress." And he's like wiggling around. And he says,
I
come on
think
now."
Slim just discovered something about himself he never knew.
Breeze feels good down there, huh?
It did. And he says, I suppose we should load up the Jeep.
Yeah. Obviously now, because we've been watched and followed, we were known on the ship. We have to get back to Cairo. You can imagine that this next trip to Cairo will be problematic. We need to be on our toes. Do we even need to go back to town?
Um,
I need to check my map. Hold on a second.
well, it depends. I mean, it's going to be. I don't think there's a gas station between here and Cairo. So, what are our options? Taking a plane or something?
No, no, no. No, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember. I don't have the map handy. Hold on a second. Let me find it. Um, the see, we're in that small town near the
Kena?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then there was the bigger one where the boat was going but didn't make it because it sank. That's where we probably have to pick up another boat going the other way to
Oh,
Cairo.
yeah. I see. Well,
Okay.
here's the thought.
So is there any reason for us to go back to town at all? Why don't we just go to, if
Yeah.
we don't have any crap we need at the hotel, we just bag and go, we skip all the bad guys and we go back to that bigger town on the river and get tickets to go up to go
Well,
downriver.
we're in Dendara, and we need to get to Cana
Yeah,
to get to. Okay. And here's even
which is only a few miles away.
here's another
yeah.
thought. Do we even need to go back to Cairo? I mean, because we're looking to get this back to the UK, right?
Oh well, that needs a bigger map. I don't know where.
Well, I right. Well, I'm just thinking, what did we do with the last piece, the shield that we got in Rome? We took it back to the headquarters.
No, I understand.
Yeah, yeah.
In Rome, well, in Rome, we took it to the safe house,
Okay.
and then they sh- they shipped it. Right? We didn't take it physically. I didn't think.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right.
I
No,
can't
no,
remember.
no. You guys took it. You guys went back to England. You guys took it
Oh
back.
yeah, we I knew we went back. Okay.
Yeah, you guys took it with you back. But you may not in this case. That's that's up to you guys.
How big is this thing?
It's it's probably overall it's probably about a foot and a half in each dimension. Of course, it's oddly shaped, but
Sure. Okay. So at least it's not too unwieldy. Um,
Well, at any rate, Cairo, I think, is the only decent sized city nearby.
yeah,
So
let's see.
if we're going to transport this back to England,
Is
uh,
there an airfield
that's where we're going to have.
in Cana?
there is not one in Cana or Dendera, but there is one. I don't have the town name directly in front of me. I apologize for that, but there is one about 100 miles away. Because that was one of the options to fly from Cairo to this airfield about 100 miles away, and then drive the rest of the way. But you guys chose the steamer instead, which I completely agree with and applaud because that was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's there it is, page 95.
Or we could take a train and make Hachi write a whole nother adventure.
Oh my god.
That's obligated.
Well, we did Murder on the Nile. Now we can do Murder on the Orient Express.
That'd be so awesome. Okay. Well, to spare some his sanity,
Thank
maybe
you.
this is a situation where we drive the jeep to the airfield and try to get something.
I'm game. Then we can have the high speed chase montage out of Indiana Jones.
Oh man, I got
You know the
talents
guys are
itching to be used.
you you know the bad guys want this and they're coming after us. If once they figure out we have it. That's just a
Oh,
given.
absolutely, absolutely. It's half the fun.
So why don't we do this real quick? Because it's 11:30 my time. Let's take a quick break, just a few minutes, because
Okay.
frankly I've been drinking coffee all morning,
Yep.
and
Sounds
Me
good.
too.
yeah, we'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
All right, guys, give it some thought what we do next.
Kyle, when you were mentioning to me about using your garage to for your printer,
Yeah.
yeah, do you what kind of what kind of resin do you use? Is it
So I use, I mean, specifically, I use something that's Soriatech ABS like tough resin.
uh-huh.
Um, it's, I mean, truthfully, any resin you print, you shouldn't really do that, you know, in your domicile. But there's a lot of nasty VOCs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I used to do. I had I think it was water based, and that's why I thought it would be okay. Um, but I never noticed much of an odor, and I don't know. It was
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of my caution has to do with,
well,
having a
yep,
kid and all that.
child. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want.
So, I mean, I used to print down in my workshop, which is vented. I would just like run like my airbrush hood and hope that
Mm-hmm.
I have an exhaust vent and whatnot.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to do is, so right now I'm printing in the garage, and then my ultimate goal is I need to. I've been setting up a like a resin print area
Uh huh.
indoors with like a you can get like a almost like a grow tent for like you would grow weed.
Right.
But it's air not airtight, but it's they sell them with like a little fan in the back with like a
Yeah.
little
So it's
four
reverse
inch
pressure.
like
Yeah.
dryer vent exhaust,
Yeah.
and it's got an inline fan. So and I vent that. I have my FDM printer vented out the window.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna cut into that vent and run like a second, whatever. You don't have to take it that seriously. I'm just kind of it's kind of my next hobby
Well,
adventure.
no, that makes sense to do it. I mean, it's
Yeah,
the VOCs. You don't want to fuck with those.
yeah. I
So,
also I read some papers about the off gassing of resin, and it turns out that 3D printing resin off gases at a higher rate when it's stationary. So like if you just like kept the printer there with the resin vat full,
oh, really?
yeah, it off gases more than when it's actually like being printed and
News.
like
Huh.
yeah,
That's
Yeah. I
that's
never did
odd.
that. I always cleaned it. Yeah.
yeah. So and the filters that they put in those machines are just carbon filters to like filter
Yeah,
out
they're
the
probably
smell.
not grabbing any of the bad stuff,
Yeah.
right?
So
Okay.
so um, yeah. And of course, I'm running into the garage without a respirator anyway, so it's probably
Well,
it's kind of like safety squints. It's kind of like open the garage door and hope for the best. But
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm hoping I'm not hadn't caught anything nasty. My dad in our shop, he used to use beryllium copper,
Oh
and he
Oh
would
man.
my
stamp out
God.
these. Yeah, I know, and these stamp out these little tiny parts for Motorola phones by the millions, and I can only imagine how much dust and shit of that. You know, he's 94, so
sure,
it's obviously hasn't affected him too much, but
sure.
it's a little dangerous as I get older. I'm much more careful. But,
Yeah, I'm thinking
yeah.
about that too. And a lot of this had to do with Sharif is a very strong advocate for respiratory health.
Oh yeah.
So he's uh, he's gone dad mode a couple times on me with some of the art supplies.
I'm
So
glad,
which
brother.
I've appreciated and has made me double take.
Good, baby.
Good.
I'm glad to hear it because yeah, my artistic and business partner Lynn, she got really really sick and nearly died. Had to have um, her kidney removed and
Oh my God.
bladders all screwed up. Yeah, she got bladder cancer from. I mean, they can't say for 100%, but back in the day, she had this habit of being liberal with lacquer and not wearing um, respiratory protection.
Yeah.
And that's a known cause of bladder cancer is those kinds of lacquer. And having seen like the impact, it's like, this is real. This
Yeah.
stuff does catch up to you. So an ounce of
Yeah.
precaution,
You don't want to fuck with
s-
that.
save you so much trouble later in life.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think about it on a daily basis. I mean, I'm in the car business, and I walk through the shop multiple times a day, and these guys expose themselves to all sorts of shit. You think about it. I mean, all the different fumes that come out of a car, and it's not just exhaust. I mean, if you've got a car that's burning off coolant, you don't want to breathe that shit. But these techs are around this stuff constantly, all the time, without any sort of protection whatsoever. Um, and even just minor stuff like back in the detail bay, they use a pressurized air wand to knock water off the cars after they wash them,
Mm-hmm.
and rather than use something to dry them and risk scratching the paint, right? Because you get a granule of sand or dust, and you're very carefully drying the car by hand, you can end up scratching the paint. So they use these pressurized air wands. Do you have any
Mm.
idea how loud those things can be? When that air hits like the inside of where a lug nut is recessed onto a wheel, when it hits that, it gets up to like 130 decibels.
Oh,
At
wow.
point blank range. And they don't wear any sort of ear protection or anything.
Dang, man. That's not good.
So I think
Well, they
about that on
should,
a daily
because
basis.
OSHA would require hearing protection above 100.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. All I know
Any
is
any
we all I know is we pass our OSHA requirements, our OSHA inspections every year, and if I even tell the detail guys you really should be wearing earplugs while you're doing this, they just look at me like, "What are you talking about?" Maybe they didn't
Yeah.
hear me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the tinnitus.
Yeah, check them back
well,
in 10 years with nagging tinnitus every night. See how that goes.
and I'll say hearing it is something important to me because I do have tinnitus in my right ear, and I'm starting to develop tinnitus in my left ear,
Mm.
and it affects my hearing. When I take various hearing tests, there are certain frequencies that I completely cannot hear. I have holes in my hearing,
No.
so it's something to pay attention to. Um, and even sustained, if you go more than if you have to work 6 or 7 hours a day in an area that's above even in the 80 to 90 range, you should wear hearing protection.
Oh, sure.
But anything short term that can go over 100 to 120, you should have it in place.
Well, all this is to say, Jim, I don't worry about me being poisoned. I will print you your miniature this weekend.
Excellent.
Also, before we jump back in here, I have a hard stop at 11:45 my time.
Okay, so an hour.
An hour, yeah.
All right, perfect. Then let's get to it. And sorry for what I just threw up there in but I was surfing and I saw it, and I had
You're not sorry.
to.
It's fucking hilarious, by the way. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
I can't quite read it. Does it say shitterbard? Shitterbard?
Um,
Shifter.
shifter.
Oh, shifter.
Yeah. No,
Like
it's
shifter.
it's a little. There we go. If I widen it,
Uh,
it's probably
right.
easier.
I'm like, I don't know what a I have a low opinion of bards, so shitterbard sounds about right
Like
to
and
me.
subscribe.
Oh, I can't stand bards, frankly, which is why in a little side project that I started and haven't really done much else with. I've made a bard one of the main characters, and he's so obnoxious. Um, he's he's really stupid, honestly, but he doesn't know that, if that makes sense. Which all good characters that aren't very bright, that's the way they have to play them. They don't know they're not bright. But
I tried to watch that
Well,
Critical
they're
Role. I saw the halfling bard and immediately turned it off. Like, I don't care how good the rest of this is. I'm not watching. I'm not watching this bard retardation. It's not my
all right.
all right. So what's the verdict, you guys? Do we just say forget the town and head to the airfield?
Here's the thing: the town that we're currently in is just a series of huts around the temple. So I think we have to get
Correct.
out of the town anyway.
Well, I
Oh
think
no,
he
no.
meant Dendera or Cana.
Kana?
Yeah.
Yeah, we mentioned Cana. What I'm saying is let's forget the boat ride. Let's just head to the airfield, see if we can get a plane
Yeah,
ride back to Cairo.
yeah. I'm 100% in on that.
Um.
I'll drive.
All right. So you guys exit, and again, the sun is just starting to come up over the horizon. The small village around the temple is obviously got some activity because they're desert people, so they get up early when it's cooler. Doesn't look like much in the way of tourists have started arriving, tourists or academics or anything along those lines. Um, as you load up the jeep and start to pull away, the airfield is to the north, follows the Nile. You have to follow the Nile north to reach the airfield. And as you start, as so, who's driving? Slim's driving. As
Yep.
you pull away, um, Khan, there 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 are vehicles on the southern horizon headed from Cana towards Dendera,
Oh wow.
and as you
Just put in
drive, your Khan, your sharp eyes pick out two vehicles coming on very fast. Um, I don't know if Khan knows anything about cars and is able to recognize them or not. But they're approaching. Like I said, they're driving up this desert road very very quickly. And because of your constantly watching, I will tell you that each vehicle is an open topped car, and the suited men that you noticed in Cana the previous day watching you guys, one each is driving this is there's two cars and one each is driving one of the cars, and each car has three other men in it as well. These men are wearing uniforms
Can
you've seen before.
can we identify from this distance?
um, I would say at this distance, no, they look very familiar though.
Khan will say, "Stop the vehicle, Slim. Get your bag. It's time."
he he like screeches to a to a halt in the dirt, and he says, "You sure about that? I can get us there in one half less than no time. We can outrun them."
Can we, or are they about to overtake us?
Um, well, you don't know, but they are coming on fast.
Well, um, Khan is somewhat pleasantly surprised to hear Valentine suggest something other than blowing them to Kingdom Come with the bazooka.
Valentine,
Oh,
you know cars, don't you?
yeah, actually, he's it's like his highest skill. So he's this whole time Slim's been itching to drive something.
So this is
And
a dilemma for Slim. On the left hand, he can drive like a maniac and use his best skill. On the other hand, he can stop driving and shoot the bazooka. Ooh.
he
So,
smirks through a
Hold it.
cigarette.
If one of us drove, couldn't he sit in the back and shoot the bazooka while we're driving?
Now wait just a day a minute.
all right, Slim, you drive. One of us will shoot the bazooka.
Well, that's fair. Just treat her nice. Don't just
Which end do you
no.
point forward?
That's a bad idea.
Slim, since you know cars, I'll let you make a roll. Insight. You can use either observation or vehicles, whichever is a higher score for you. Um,
actually. This is going to be a crazy roll for him. Insight vehicles.
yeah, yeah.
That's a 13.
With a car's focus, if you have it. I don't know if you do or not.
No, only tanks.
Okay. You'll get your chance. Don't worry. Um, as they're coming closer, the plumes of sandy dust behind them. Uh, uh, these these vehicles that are oncoming are Derby Bentleys
Mm-hmm.
made by Rolls Royce. Um, Very powerful sports cars. You're not going to outrun them in a Willis Jeep. Now, because of the game mechanics, I'm not saying you don't have a shot at it because of the way the game mechanics work, but as a general rule, uh, 3.5 liter powerful inline six motor, Willis Jeep, made more for rugged determination than speed, you're probably not going to outrun them.
So Slim like looks at them. He looks back at Sing and he says, "All right, I need your order real quick." And he says, "I can outrun them off road, or we can stay and fight. Which would you rather do?"
Ooh, nice idea.
Either way, I'm killing me some Germans.
Jeez, I don't know,
All right,
guys.
quickly. Uh,
Yeah.
if we take a quick look at 360 look, is it just sand, flat sand, as far as the eye can see?
Only flat for maybe a half mile, and then it turns into dunes.
Is there an ambush position up there? Could we
That's what
like
I was
ride behind
wondering.
a dune and like
I'll let you make a roll to figure that out.
any
We'll or
all of it?
either that, or you can spend two momentum just to create a
How
truth that there is one.
how are
Let's
we?
do that.
All right.
Let's
So
do that. There's a rocky crag up there that we can hide behind and shoot from the top of, maybe.
Slim guns it off road. I want you to know that he has a talent for off road driving. So uh,
All
All
right,
right, let's go.
all right.
Let's
So
find a good spot.
Slim, I'm going to have you make a roll.
okay.
I believe this would be. I believe this would be coordination with vehicles. Obviously, I guess it would be a car focus because this is that car that's the closest focus to driving a Willis Jeep, I think. Now, what's your talent?
So my talent is called off road. It
Okay.
decreases the difficulty of rolls for handling in rough terrain by one.
Okay.
So would you consider this rough terrain if I'm driving off road?
Absolutely.
All right.
You have two choices. You can just auto succeed at the roll, or you can make the roll and see if you gain any momentum.
Nah, we're gonna make the roll.
Okay.
So coordination vehicles. I guess it's two
Yeah,
dice.
and zero
So
difficulty.
zero difficulty. All right.
All right.
There we go.
Gain a momentum. Put you at three. All right.
All right.
So, with a little bit of a sliding and fishtailing. Well, maybe not in a four-wheel drive Jeep, but anyway, Slim turns off road, starts heading off into the desert. You reach the end as the cars are starting to really catch up. You reach the end of the flat ground and you start climbing and going down sand dunes.
Oh, I have a question.
Okay.
Do I have to make a roll to decompress my spine from all the bouncing we did?
um, you top a
Continue.
sand.
We're scrambling up.
Yeah, you top a sand dune. The Jeep groaning as it goes up the incline and through the shifting sand, and then it starts to come down the other side. You find your ambush point. You find your ambush point. Oh, and I'm sorry, that puts you at one momentum because you used two to create the truth. Um, your So I'm going to need a group stealth roll, which means one person makes the roll. This will be agility with stealth, with a rural stealth focus or camouflage if anyone has it.
I have neither.
I've got
All right, so
camouflage with the stealth of three, and what was the
Agility.
agility you said? Right, agility
what's
Yep.
your yeah? What's your agility?
9. So I've got 3 stealth with a focus and camouflage and a 9 agility. So that gives me
All right,
4 to
so let's
13,
bounce
right?
that against Henry. Henry is 10 agility with a 3 stealth, but no focus.
So you've got a
So
slightly better target number with Henry, but you've got a better chance at additional successes with Walter.
Right.
take your pick.
Well, we only need 1 success, right?
Well, no, because it's a contested roll. Ooh, let me see here. Hold on. Uno momento, por favor. Where is. I've literally got, um, I've got, 3 or 4 different books open with different stats all around me right now. So,
Okay.
and of course, the one I need is on a different page. One moment. It is.
So while you're looking,
Yeah,
Slim turns to Sing and he says, "You think you can shoot that brownie?"
it's a difficulty one. I had 1 success.
Okay. So I guess
What do you want to do?
I I guess yeah, I guess I'll be the one rolling.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's see. So roll agility and then let's see, 2 dice, right?
Yes,
We've got 3 momentum left.
you have one.
Wow.
One.
Okay. Never mind. So we got this relevant skill is stealth.
Do you have any talents that help in this situation?
I don't. Just no, not really.
All right.
Don't you have something that's like in the nick of time or something like
Well,
that?
perfect timing.
Perfect
Yeah.
timing.
First, well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you, I guess that would apply here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That gives you what, a
That,
bonus d20?
well, yeah,
Yep.
the cost 0. So, all right. So let me do that. Let me cancel
So you
that.
get 3 dice.
It's 3 dice. Yeah, you're right. Thank you for reminding me. I didn't. I guess yeah. Nick of timing was perfect for that. So three dice.
Can you add? Okay. How much
Well,
more?
we only have one. And I
Let's save that one.
honestly, I want to keep it in case something happens. If I use 2 momentum, I can make my spontaneous combustion work as an area effect at a medium distance.
That is horrific.
Yeah. So that's why I'm trying to bag some here. So we got relevant skills, stealth, focus applies. Yes. No, come on. Okay, come on.
Come on, man.
Difficulty 1.
Oh yeah, no
Yes.
problem.
Nice.
All right.
Love it.
So oh, I do have to check the complication range because it's a group roll, but no, you're fine. So, as all right, so you know Walter kind of ushers you all behind this rocky crag on the backside, maybe on a sand dune, and as you're watching, you see these two Derby Bentley cars start to follow after your Jeep because of they see the tracks in the sand, right? And they're coming up this dune, and one of them starts to reach the crest of the dune, and then just loses traction, starts to slide back down. The other gets stuck at the top, and the men in the suits are shouting and berating their cohorts. There's all sorts of shices and whatnot being thrown around, but they seem to be in a, shall we say, compromised position at the moment. There are a total of
And
8 men. There are 3 of them wearing Nachtwolfe uniforms and 2 wearing suits.
All right.
so
Are they
how
at
far
medium
away are they?
range?
Are they?
They are at medium range because they are one zone away.
Gentlemen, will you
So
indulge me in a rocket?
So let me
Send
ask
Rob
this.
Rapper.
I want to know that I'm thinking about this right for this spell. Now I have a flawed version of this because I'm a dabbler, which normally means that a within close range, I would be able to do spontaneous combustion, but because it's a flawed spell, it would immediately be area effect, and I can't choose who it's going to start on
Right, it
fire,
just
right?
hits everything in the area.
Exactly. But it says for a momentum spell, for two, an object or creature may be targeted within medium range.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
does that move that away from us and into medium range so I
yeah,
can cast it?
yeah. It would hit everything in the zone.
Gentlemen, should I try to, what we used to say,
Hit him with everything we've got.
Yeah, let's light
That's
them
what
up.
I say.
Let's just
All at once, all
unload.
4 of us, because I have a spell I can
Go
use too.
weapons free.
Yeah, so
5 rounds rapid.
I'm going to let you all go once. So who wants to go first?
I want to see Slim shoot first.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah, go for it.
So he Slim just like you see him like pop up over this rocky crag with this, bazooka
If you
shoulder.
target one of the vehicles, maybe you'll get a secondary explosion.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
clear
And
his
so they're all
backlash.
next to like one of a vehicle or whatever, and you see like painted on the back of his bazooka in Italian, "Chow time," and and
Hello.
uh, and he just like smirks, and he like watches these knocked wolf guys like trying to push a car or whatever, and he says, "This is the best day of my life," and he pulls the trigger, fires this bazooka.
Finally.
What's he shooting at? Is he shooting at one of the cars, or is he shooting at one of the guys, or what's his
I think he's
specific
shooting.
target?
He's out to have some fun here. I think he's going to shoot at the vehicle.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Now, so we got a couple things here because your your thing has escalation and it also has giant killer. By virtue of having escalation, I gain a point of threat automatically.
That's right.
So that's fine. Giant killer is a slightly different effect. So now it also has the inaccurate, which I believe means you cannot aim it. Yes, you cannot aim it. So, or you don't get you can't use an aim benefit, but that's fine. So you are at medium range, which is in range of the weapon. So make your attack with the bazooka.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Now, normally medium range would be difficulty 2, but it's a car, which is scale 2, which means it's bigger and easier to hit. So your difficulty stays at 1.
Come on, baby. Oh yes. Come on.
All right. So that is bonus momentum puts you at 4. Um, Now, on your damage dice roll for that bazooka, because it has giant killer, you get bonus damage dice equal to the scale of the target. So when you make your damage dice roll, you automatically add 2 extra to whatever it comes up with. And you have 4 momentum as well.
I
Gentlemen,
am
what do you
so
think?
glad you have this thing.
What do you think? Should we throw in an extra bonus damage or
Dude, you've been waiting for like 6
Yes,
months.
yes.
Shoot this
all
thing.
right? So
Roll
let's
all
let's
dice.
grab let's burn 2 momentum
Okay.
for an additional 2 bonus damage plus the giant killer damage.
Yeah, so it would be a total of plus 4.
So total of plus 4. That's 12 damage dice.
Holy shit.
Oh, oh,
Um,
Oh,
Good
wow.
lord, that's beautiful. Look at that.
oh man.
Oh wow! The scary thing is it could have been worse. You rolled
was good.
4 4s in there,
I'm
but
gonna
that's
get shot by
okay.
one of these.
Yeah. Wow. So the rocket streaks off at that car, and the car just explodes. It flies up into the air in a huge a ball of fiery death, and then falls back to the backside of the sand dune. We are going to do this.
He yells, "Yeehaw!"
I guess we gave away our position.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man.
And all of the guys are I'm actually going to do this real quick. All the guys who are on that particular car take 4 damage from shrapnel in the explosion.
Amazing.
Um, Now, I'm going to spend 2 threat to create a truth that allows the other 4 guys around the other car to use the car itself as cover, as protection, so they don't take damage. Though the car takes damage, it's not disabled, but it's pretty beat up. All right, very good. I like it. Who wants to go next?
I love it.
Uh,
Thank you, gentlemen.
who's got the who's got the big spell? Is it Walter? Or
Yeah, I've got spontaneous combustion. Well, I mean, also, and Khan also has his spear of Indra, but
I have a clone spell also that I've never used that I picked up.
which one's
hey,
that?
The Cyclone of Cyrnu. It's an area of effect spell at medium range. Within medium range, the Cyclone
Oh my
receives
god.
its own turn. I mean, do you want me to read it to you? It's a summoning spell, actually. You summon a Cyclone. It receives its own turn in the action order, but it cannot be attacked or suffer damage in any way. At the start of the Cyclone's turn, it will inflict power +1 physical stress with the piercing one and stun effects on all creature and damageable objects within close range of it, and then it will move to an adjacent zone. Damage inflicted against supernatural blah blah blah. Each time the Cyclone moves, the spellcaster may choose the direction if they are within medium range of it. If the spell can blah 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 blah. Anyway, it will wreak havoc, I think, but it won't like finish them. But after you guys get done, it'll just add more
Well, I'm
confusion.
wondering. Mine is going to cost me. Mine's going to cost me some. I'm sure it's going to harm me when I cast it, like my remote viewing always does. This one won't. Doesn't have a chance to harm you, does it? Because you're a true
All,
spellcaster, right?
all my spells have a chance to harm me.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh, they
got a
do.
cost. Yeah.
Yes, everything. It's like a two-way. You know, it's like a Newton's.
doesn't your doesn't your courage offset that?
That is why I have a high courage,
Yeah, I will get a one courage. So maybe you should go first, and then
as you wish.
yeah, you do.
Nice.
You go first, and we can do a little shake and bake here afterwards. If that'd be
Yeah,
That's
well,
awful.
I want you to do it because then after all that's done, all Henry has is a service revolver, but he's got sharpshooter skill. So what he'd like to do is see how badly they're messed up, and then he can pick out targets one by one.
Sounds fine to me.
Okay?
All right, so you're not aware that Khan is casting a spell at first. You just hear a soft yet somewhat frantic whispering, and when you look, you see that he is deep in the spellcasting process, and his eyes have gone white. And suddenly, directly overhead, the sky seems to darken momentarily. And is that a peal of thunder in the distance? And that's when it appears, the cyclone of Cernu in their midst.
Oh boy. All
That's so awesome.
right. Wow, this is totally unfair. Okay. Um, all right.
Oh,
So roll your spell roll.
okay. Focus. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Focus. Yeah.
For spellcasters, the
Yeah.
focus always applies.
Yes. Okay.
This is so badass.
Oh, you
It
fail.
farts. It's just a fart. That was supposed to be larger.
uh, um, Unfortunately, you still have to roll your cost.
Um, is it too late to use a fortune point?
You can use a fortune point at any time to re-roll any number of dice on a d20 roll. So you could use a fortune point to re-roll that die that failed, which was a 14.
Why not?
Okay. So
All right, so I used one,
yeah,
and then I need to do a d20. Isn't
yeah,
that right?
yeah. Just roll a single d20. Um, which your what's your target number for this?
How do I determine that?
It's going to be willpower plus.
Willpower? Are you sure?
Oh no, it's going to be insight. I'm sorry. It's going to be insight plus your plus whatever the relevant skill for this. It's survival. Well, your insight's a 12, so it succeeds.
12
Yeah.
and
Well,
survival
previous
is
roll
one.
said target number was 13, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, it does. It says it right there. It says what your target number is. So yeah, you succeed.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
Worth the fortune point.
Yeah.
All right, so the fart happens, but then it turns into a shard.
All right.
Sorry, I was stupid.
Cyclone of shark.
Oh.
Oh
I
man.
didn't know there were sulfur deposits around here.
I beg your pardon, not the baker.
All right. So the cyclone will do its own thing on its own turn, which I'm going to do at the end of the round.
Oh, okay.
Because it's
So
technically an NPC.
okay.
Um.
So I'm just gonna go next then.
Okay. All right. Very good. Oh, I'm sorry. Real quick, Con, roll your damage on the spell. Your cost.
Okay. Um, so that is that damage? No. What is? How do I?
There,
Keep forgetting how to do this
there,
because I don't cast enough spells.
there should be a. Well, yeah,
Cost 4.
yeah. Whatever the
So
cost
is
is.
it damage dice 4?
Yeah, just roll damage dice equal to
Yeah.
4. Yep.
Okay, so dice 4. Yeah, that's how we do it.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's okay. You're fine. Um.
Oh,
Yeah. Four.
Maximum
but he
pain.
has courage of 7.
Yeah, he's courage is 7, so it doesn't matter. There's no effects or anything, so you're fine. You didn't
I
take.
can tame this cyclone.
Amazing.
Pilecki,
Yes.
you're up. You're attempting your spontaneous combustion, eh?
Yep, and buying medium range for 2 momentum.
All right.
So as not to fry us.
Yeah, that will burn all your momentum. That is fine.
This ambush move was so great. Good idea.
Yeah, no shit.
That was your idea. Well done.
Well, hasty.
So we've got a dice 2.
I guess it was a group thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it
Great
asking
minds
for
think
focus?
alike.
Was asking for what?
I don't know. I clicked the. Does it always ask for focus when you're doing a spell?
It does, but it shouldn't because the focus always applies. So just hit yes.
Just click yes here. Difficulty 1. Oof.
Success with a momentum gained. Your spell goes off. Now it does your power +1. So what's your power?
Where do I find that?
Should be in like somewhere in the upper right of the spell page.
It's 4. So yeah, my total power is 4.
All right, so you may roll damage. You may roll damage. Just roll damage dice equal to 5. Yep, yep.
Okay, damage dice 5.
And it has the
Yeah.
area of effect. Yikes. Okay.
Oof.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And it's got persistent 3. Holy
Yep.
shit on a shingle.
Oh, these guys are going to be on fire for a while.
Forever.
I'm turning the sand into obsidian.
All right. So the 4 that were damaged go down. No. All right. Well, I'm just gonna have to do this. I really don't have a choice. I'm going to use 2 more threat to do the same thing for the other 4 guys. Um, but then their car. Okay. Okay. So the first group with the car that Slim bazookaed, they between the exploding car and the spontaneous combustion, they're out. They're on fire. They're they're gone. The other group of guys, dove behind their own car, which fortunately took all the shrapnel damage from the exploding car, and also absorbed the fire from Pilecki's spontaneous combustion. But their car is on fire and done for. Like it's like some of the metal is warped and misshapen. The tires are melted off. The interior's on fire. The car's done. Yeah. Well, look at that.
Nice. But I have to do my damage to me now, right?
Yes, roll your cost, please.
And I do that by
Just rolling damage dice equal to the cost, which I think is four. Four.
4, yeah. 4. Okay. Now this is where I'm gonna bite it, I think. Oh, 1 stress.
Oh, well, yeah, that wasn't much of anything with no effects. Do you have courage?
I have 1 courage.
So you don't take any damage from it at all.
Wow. All right.
Nice, dude. That's the best of the best, right there.
Yes.
All right, Henry, it is your turn.
Okay. So we got a bunch of dudes down, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
You have
is
four.
there anybody injured but still
No,
alive?
no. The other four guys
That's
all
what I
use
thought.
their car as yeah, so they're fine.
Amazing.
All right. So if I use my service revolver from this range, does that make the difficulty 2?
Correct.
All right. But if I use the sharpshooter, then I get an extra die for free. I increase the piercing quality by 1. And how much momentum do we have now? 2 or 3?
One. You are at one.
1. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
because
Palicki
I
had to
used 2
spend two.
momentum.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll just take a shot. I'm not going to use my momentum because there's still another spell to do its thing.
All right.
So let me get to it. All right. So crap! I already clicked wrong. Let's do that again.
All right. So you hit, and I should have asked. This is my fault. Were you shooting at one of the? There's three guys in uniforms and one guy in a suit.
I was shooting at the guy, one of the guys in uniform,
Okay. Very good.
and since they all look about the same health, it didn't really matter which one. Whichever one seemed to be most exposed.
Yep. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay. Roll damage.
Okay.
Four damage with two effects. You didn't announce you were using salvo, so it just does four damage, which
I
is
was not.
yeah. So all right. Very good. Um,
And all that. Oh, on the effects, the sharpshooter gives me piercing quality,
okay. All right. Got it.
or increases it by 1. But
Very
all right.
good. All right, fine, if that's the way it's going to be. All right, so now we're on NPCs. I am going to have a bad guy move first, and then we still have Luca, and we still have the Cyclone. Um, I think the guy you shot is going to level a rifle, the likes of which you're not familiar with, and
Ooh, that's not good.
shoot it right back at you, Mr. Baker.
May I ask you a question real quick before you do that?
Please go ahead.
Does the cyclone go before they go?
It acts as an NPC, so it's going to alternate.
Okay, gotcha.
So after this guy goes, you guys can choose whether you want to have Luca or the Cyclone go. Because you have the
that's
don't forget
easy.
about Luca. Yeah, well, I
No,
think
I
it
wouldn't
was
throw
probably too.
Luca into that.
No, Luca's staying behind the berm.
All right. So this assault rifle kind of does or this rifle does kind of a high speed rat a tat 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 tat. Oh, oh,
Oh
ooh,
my.
ooh. Wow.
Oh boy.
Sorry, this is gonna hurt a little bit. He had three successes. That's two momentum, so we've got seven. Two momentum thrown to bonus dice, so that's seven damage dice total. It didn't hurt that much. Do you have armor, Henry?
One.
You have one, so you take two stress damage. But more importantly, you are stunned for your next two turns
Oh,
as these rounds, rake across you. You're shocked at the amount of firepower in that weapon.
Could have been so much worse.
It could have been a lot worse. It was not really
Wow.
that bad.
So I mean, it makes sense. Henry Baker's suppressed right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the cyclone, I assume.
I
yeah.
would say yes.
Yeah. So the
Yeah, we don't want to send the dog into down there.
so the cyclone automatically does damage equal to its power, equal to your power plus one. So if you just want to roll
Holy shit.
damage dice equal to that,
Unlimited power.
yeah.
So, sorry. Yes. So how do we see that?
Your power should be on the spell page. It should be at the top right.
Yes, there it is. Five.
Five. So just roll six damage dice. Oh God, these poor bastards. Four damage with two effects. I don't think the cyclone has any effects.
It has cost effects. It says drain and piercing. The spellcaster may increase the stress the cyclone inflicts by +1 per momentum spent on their initial and subsequent turns.
Okay, hold on. I apologize. I am on the wrong page. Too many spells. Too many spells. Okay, so it has piercing and stun, correct?
And drain. I have it written as drain. Perhaps I did that wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, it's drain is its
But
effect on you.
Okay, so it's
Why
piercing.
piercing?
It's just what it does.
Is it maybe the idea is the cyclone? There's also some debris involved, maybe.
Sure, I'll go with that.
So I
Like a
should add
tornado.
stun. So, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it automatically has. According to this, it automatically has piercing one and stun.
Okay,
So
so I should remove drain from the cost effects and put in stun.
correct. No, not from the cost effects. Cost effects is
Cost
drain.
effects.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So, well, I'm confused.
All right, so that's fine. All right, so it's a total of four damage with two piercing, which eliminates the guy that Baker hurt or shot, and it severely hurts him, and kind of hurts him a little bit. And he doesn't like that too much. And then on top of that, they're all stunned for 2 rounds, which seems grossly unfair.
That's awesome.
I am going to spend a threat and remove the stun off of the guy in the suit.
Of course.
And I'm going to spend one more threat to get a bonus die. Complication, but that's okay. That's okay. He and his suit is kind of tattered from the cyclone having hit him. He steps up to the burning and slightly shattered Bentley, picks it up, and throws it at you guys.
Oh my!
What in the
Oh, my.
hell are we dealing with here? How many of them are still alive after all this?
Him and then two of his other guys, two of just the regular uniform knocked Volfa, but they're messed up. They're stunned and they're really hurt. So
Oh my god. This is one bad MF.
all right, let me do this damage dice. Its area, it is equivalent to the car's impact plus his
Should we
thing.
get to the Jeep and get the hell out of here?
Are you kidding me?
Oof.
Wow. That's just wow.
The
N-
dice giveth and they taketh away.
and they're taking it hard from the DM today, which
Been there.
so yeah,
I've been there. Don't know how you mean that, but it's awesome either way.
yeah, that's right. So as he throws a car at you guys, um, obviously it doesn't actually directly hit any of you because it wasn't enough damage, but it probably rolls and shards of metal and glass and stuff flail off of it as it does so. You all take 3 damage, which can be reduced by whatever armor you have.
Okay.
Now the question I've got is I need the Jeep. I need the Jeep. Where's the Jeep? There's the Jeep. Oh, okay. The Jeep's fine. The Jeep is down to 9. So the Jeep's okay. Interesting. The Jeep can take 12 damage. Well, I guess that makes sense. It can take more damage than one of these cars, right? Because it is a military vehicle. It's meant to be built rugged and take a beating. I
Don't
don't
know their deposit.
know.
Yeah.
um, Luca's doing nothing, I assume.
Nope, nothing.
All right, so my last 2 guys can't do anything because they're stunned for 2.
You don't want to send your dog against the Incredible Hulk?
No, that's okay.
Um, Incredible Hulk is going to spend a point. Incredible Hulk is going to spend a point of threat. He is going to move. He is going to move into your zone, and I think this is an eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I don't think he cares who he goes after. So, from left to right, 1 through 4, Mr. Pilecki. Well,
Oh,
the
no.
guy with the big boom spell. I guess that makes a little bit of sense, huh?
Yeah.
Um, he actually is just throwing a punch at you. Whoops! I only rolled 1 die. There's 2 dice. Two success, 2 successes. Garners a point of momentum. Here's the damage dice.
Ugh.
What
Oh man.
what's your armor, Pilecki?
1,
So you take 6 stress damage.
Oh my god.
You
3, 4.
you are hit. It feels like you're hit by solid iron. He clubs you so hard, you're amazed something didn't break. You crumple to the ground. You are stunned for your next 3 rounds.
Okay. Good thing my firestorm goes for 3 rounds as well.
Yeah,
But there's nobody left to kill, is there?
no, nobody else being affected by it. So
Okay, it's just burning on its own.
that's right.
Okay.
All right. One of you may go.
All right. So Slim. So this guy's in melee range.
Yeah, he's in close range. Yep.
All right. He says, "Over here, big boy," and he closes into. I guess it's the same.
It's the same zone, so yeah, if you're staying in the zone with him, like if you're just moving closer to him, it's
Yeah.
just movement within the zone.
All right. So I mean, if he's on Pilecki
Yep.
and Baker's suppressed, and it's close quarters here, he's not going to pull a gun. Um, what he is going to do is pull his entrenching tool and swing it at this guy.
All right.
So
Alright,
he's like right here in our midst.
You correct.
And what are we at in terms of momentum at the moment?
1.
1. All right. Entrenching tool it is. Go gadget.
Hit.
Shovel.
Yeah. Go gadget shovel. That's great. All right. Good hit. Yeah. Roll your damage.
All right.
Ooh, look
Oh.
at that. Does the entrenching tool have any stress effects? I don't know if it does.
Nope. It does not.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Yeah. I you clock him with this thing, and the vibration goes up the entrenching tool like into your arms. Like if you've ever hit a really heavy fastball, it hurts. But you probably garnered his attention.
All right. We still. I have no bonus momentum from that. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind.
Um, from the standpoint, let's see, Baker, you were what, stunned for 2 rounds, right?
Correct.
And Pilecki
This
for
is round
3.
number one.
Yeah, so this is round number 1. So Khan's the only person who can act.
All right. Is Walter? How's your health right now? You have enough to go on, or are you like
Yeah, I'm still. I've got 5 left.
All right. I shall then cast Spear of Indra at the incredible German Hulk. Incredible Nazi Hulk.
That's the whole.
And for your information, you have 1 momentum.
Okay, I can't really do anything with that other than I guess I could have bought more dice.
You could buy an extra die, yeah.
Yeah, okay, why not? I will make it dice
Oh,
3
um,
or not, depending on what you're about to say.
Pilecki, you take a physical injury from that assault
Oh, okay.
because you took so much damage in 1 round. Yeah, if it's
Yep.
5 damage or more, you take a physical injury.
Poor Walter.
All right. So
Lord.
what do I call that?
I don't know, broken spleen,
We'll make it better.
ruptured
I'll say
gallbladder.
broken clavicle. How's that?
There you go. I like it.
Wow.
Oh, I think that one time that. Oh, okay, never mind. Doesn't matter. I think I rolled that cyclone with difficulty 3 because I had left it over from the dream world. That might be why it failed.
Mm.
We'll have to look back and see, but it doesn't matter.
Spear of Indra, success with a complication.
Oh hell yeah.
All right. All right, I've got an idea for the complication. All right, go ahead. Roll your damage. And you did use the 1 momentum for the die. Got it.
I did.
All right, roll your damage, sir.
What was it again? Damage dice plus my power, or wait, what was it again? Why is this always a problem with me with spellcasting?
Let's see. I'm looking it up now. It's the what is the spear? It's the spear of lug in the book.
Yeah,
It's power plus 2.
power plus 2.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't have a box for that.
No, it doesn't, and it should. But so if your power's what, 5,
Yeah.
so you roll 7 damage dice.
Yeah, I wish I gotta write that into maybe in effects or something because this always ends up happening to me. Well, how much damage does my spell do?
All right.
Oh no way!
All right. 7 damage, and it has
Oh my god.
the piercing 3 effect, so it pierces 6 points of armor, which
Om Sahana Ababatu.
does 7 damage, which would put him under, which would automatically cause an injury and then a second injury, and that's the complication. So, your spear of Indra strikes him, and it's much like the Fuchs situation. It's like it burns a hole right through him, and he should go down, but he doesn't. He just kind of for a moment he looks down at the hole in his chest and he kind of shakes it off and he's right back to it.
Oh, oh
God.
my god.
So you guys have a choice. You still, because everybody's moved and everybody's moved. If the
I
cyclone,
roll my own damage, by the way.
oh, you do have to roll your own damage. If you just leave the cyclone where it's at as its move, it'll kill those 2 guys that are stunned. So that's just the way
Yeah.
we handle that.
Let's just kill those guys.
And then it's up to Walter if he wants Luca to do anything.
Is there my spontaneous combustion flames? Are they on those guys too?
No, because they had I had used created a
Oh, I
truth to
see.
let them take cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they took cover. Okay. Yeah, they'll go kill him. No, Luca. Uh,
Just a minute. I got to roll my
Yeah,
roll
go
that
ahead and
die.
roll your costs. Yep.
Okay. Cost is 5, so damage 5. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So 4 damage, and it's got drain and piercing 1, but you have 7 courage. So the piercing 1 drops the courage to 5, and it's 4 damage. So you take nothing. What
That
what do you
blast
have?
was so hot that Khan's arm is actually smoking.
What does Khan have that gives him such high courage? Is it a talent?
I believe I have, yes, I have, what, courageous.
Okay.
I gain courage resistance equal to my resilience skill.
Ah,
And
okay.
my resilience skill is, I believe, a 3.
A
So
3.
he gains 3 on top of the 4 that he has for, I think insight gives him 4 courage.
Yeah, something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
So
he's
he's loaded with courageousness.
yeah. Might be something to consider, just a game mechanic thing, and we're getting close on Kyle's time, but might be something to consider for Pilecki, the courageous talent, um, uh,
Yeah.
to help him with some of those costs from those rolls. Of course, I'm sorry, you said it's related to the skill resilience, right?
Resilience is what gives it to you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know if Pilecki. What the heck?
Luca's
Um,
gonna go next.
all right. So what are you gonna have Luca do?
I was just looking at her stats, and I mean, for a melee attack, it's agility, correct?
Yeah, it's yeah, agility plus fighting.
So her bite, if she were to attack, she's got a agility 11. Oh, what the fuck happened? Oh, you're messing with
I'm
dice.
sorry, my fault.
That's okay. Fighting with hand to hand, a 2.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
target
pretty
number
good, right?
13 with a focus. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she's gonna not sit by anymore now that this guy's in range, and she's gonna go for it. So how would I roll this then? Would I just do the agility?
Yeah, just click agility off her character sheet and
All
then
right. You
apply
have any
the.
momentum or anything, or
No, you are out.
all right? So we got 2 relevant skill, fighting,
Yep.
focus, yes. 1.
Success.
Nice.
What's the damage
Now,
dice on her bite?
that's a good question. Would it be equipment and talents? No. Spells? No. I'm
No.
not sure what that is.
I, hold on 1 second. I'll have it in just a moment. I think it's 3, but don't quote me on that. Um, it's listed, I believe, in the talent itself. I just have to track it down.
Yes. Okay. So courage to bite. Yeah. So it's agility plus fighting with 3.
Yeah, with 3 damage, and because of the dog's brawn, it gets a bonus die. So you roll 4 damage. Four
4
four
damage.
damage dice. Yep.
All right.
And we thought the worm was the boss.
Yeah. Oof.
3 damage.
2 effects.
Yeah, well, the bite doesn't have any effects, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The so Luca latches. Oh, it does have an effect of like grapple or something. But Luca, with a growl and a charge, jumps up and attacks him and bites him on the arm, and he just doesn't even seem to notice.
All right.
Now, next round, I have no threat, so one of you gets to go before he does.
Okay. How far away is the jeep?
It within the same zone. Yeah.
All right. He scrambles into the driver's seat of the jeep.
Okay. All right.
And I will use a fortune point at the end of the round, or maybe after Sing's action.
Yeah. Okay. Well, scrambling into the jeep is just movement within the zone. You still have
Oh,
your
really?
major action. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how realistic it is to start the jeep and drive into him, but
I'm good with it. Go.
okay. All right. I'm not sure what the damage is on that, but or the attack for that matter.
It's for you. It will be a coordination vehicles roll.
All right.
And the impact damage of the Jeep is oh, perfect. And you gain a point of momentum. The impact damage of the Jeep is 6 plus the scale of the target, which means it is 7 damage dice. Um, because you came from a halt, so you weren't up to speed or anything.
And with
Okay.
his momentum, can he get another die?
He can, yeah.
All
Use
right.
your one bonus you generated.
So that is
8
what?
damage
Eight
dice.
damage?
Yeah.
8d6?
Yep.
All right.
1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Um, so yeah, you put that thing in gear and you floor it. What does Slim say as he does this?
He says there goes the deposit, and he like slams this guy with the intent of pinning him against a rock wall.
Yeah, you ram into him and he just goes under the wheels of the Jeep and it's kind of a thump thump thump, and then you kind of look back and he's laying on the ground behind you, arms and legs a mangled mess.
I get him. I get him. Is he under there?
Oh man, Slim got to do two things that he loves to do.
Everything.
In the same battle.
The Jeep, he got to kill the bad guy.
So good.
That is awesome.
Oh, what a
That is
fight,
awesome.
guys! That was so great.
Yeah, just in
Oh,
time.
well
too.
done.
Damage
Bill
did the
from
guy
here.
do to the Jeep?
What's that?
Well, Henry looks at Slim. Now I'm stunned, but I did see what happened, and I just say, "Can we still drive that Jeep to the airport?"
It's it is definitely beat up, but it's running.
What is the deal with this guy though? Why is he like? I mean, he's dead right now, or
Oh, he's out. Yeah.
okay?
Um.
Yeah, this guy is like a cyborg.
That was great.
Does he have a metal exoskeleton?
No, 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 no.
T-1000. What is the deal?
Well, I mean, I guess you could, throw his body in the Jeep and check him out or something when you drive to the airport. But uh, Kyle's got to go, so I guess that's the place to stop.
Yeah.
That was a great idea. Well done.
No, and we might have been a little fast and loose on the game mechanics of that, but as soon as you had the idea, I was like, no, this has got to happen. It's just a thing.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for indulging me.
That was awesome.
Worth every second.
Yeah. I am. So, like I said, next week is the 26th, and I have to
Right.
work, unfortunately. So, but I am on for the second. If you guys
I
are.
am as well.
Yeah, same.
I am.
This was a lot of fun. It was pretty much all action this time. But
Combat nonstop.
yeah, that was.
Yeah, that was great.
I wish I could have seen the looks on some of your faces when I said he throws the car at you.
Oh,
Yeah,
go on.
exactly what you imagined. What did you just say?
Oh, so much fun
Well-
today, guys.
And to be honest, Henry probably knew the guy in the suit was something bad, but his bias against the guys in uniform is what caused him to shoot them, and one of them instead of the bad guy. So I gave that some serious thought.
Now,
Well, we threw
But
everything.
Kyle,
at both
that
of
was
us.
amazing.
Thanks. That was a lot of fun.
That was
Oh,
great.
man.
All right, gents.
All right, guys.
Well
Happy
done, guys.
holidays, and
Yeah.
I'll catch you on the other end.
sounds good,
All right,
guys.
boys. Enjoy
Later.
your holidays.
All right, you too.